the year.
All right, so you already had time to share with your partner, and they got to ask you questions. But again, think about that. In second grade, we learn in so many different ways. And what's one of your favorite ways that you enjoy learning in second grade? Ready? Ready?
I like fun and math games. I like reading independently.
I like writing realistic fiction.
I like writing realistic fiction writing. I like realistic fiction writing.
I like by myself math. I like reading fantasy books.
I like independent writing and independent reading.
I like playing math games with a partner.
I like independent reading.
I like reading poetry. I like fiction reading and playing math games with partners. I like independent reading and playing math games with partners. My favorite things in second grade are writing nonfiction and doing hard addition. I like doing math games with partners.
I like doing math games with partners.
Okay, let's see. I heard math games with partners. We'll get to do that today. Where's my realistic fiction writers? We'll get to do that today. Information writing, we'll get to do that again this year. Reading we do every day.
Yay.
And if there was other things that I missed, I think we will do most of that today. All right, thank you for sharing. We're going to go right into reading today. Would you please quietly? Okay, so I want you to think, all right, what do you know about nouns? What do you know about adjectives? What do you know about verbs? I want you to think it in your own brain first. When you have an idea, thumb out. And if you don't know, that's why we're doing this. Okay? Go ahead and turn to a partner. Talk about those things quickly. And one. Who's got a noun for me? What do you think a noun is? Did you get it? Quinn. She says a thing, a place, an animal. What do you think of her answer? A thing, a place, an animal. There's one more thing. There's one more thing, Hannah. A person, yeah. And a lot of times when we do it, we say it like this. It's an easy way to remember. A noun is a person, place, thing, and definitely an animal too. All right, and I want to put some examples here. We might save that till the end. All right, what is an adjective? Who wants to talk about what an adjective is? Let's see, how about, go ahead, Jackson.
A describing word.
He says it's a describing word. What do you think? What does it describe?
Like a big thing or a small thing.
It could, yeah, a big thing or a small thing are really good examples. It's describing a thing, so our adjectives are always describing our nouns, okay? What's a verb? And this is the one that we've been working so hard on. What's a verb? Bren?
A place.
You think the verb is a place? I think that the noun would be the place. Wait, let's help him. How could we help him? Could we show him? Okay, ready? What could we show him? Who's got an example? Oh, wiggle. Can we all wiggle? Did you get it yet? Can we show him something? An action! He got it. All right? So what's a verb? An action. And those are the things that we've been on the lookout for. We've been on the lookout for our actions in our reading. So let's see. So our verb is our action word. So all these things are important when we are speaking, when we are writing, and when we are reading. All right, so we're going to really focus back in on our reading and our verbs that we can find. Yeah, authors use strong vocabulary. Why do authors use strong vocabulary? Why? Why do they use that strong vocabulary? What does that help the reader do, Giada?
Make a movie in the head.
What do you guys think of Giada's answer? Yeah, it helps the reader make a movie in their head whenever they use that strong vocabulary. So what's your goal for reading? Yeah, you're making a movie in your head while you're reading. What does that help you with? Why do you want to do that? So all those action words. Oh, I loved how you wiggled. Can you guys wiggle again? Yeah. When we envision, so the author writes wiggling, what do you see in your brain? You see wiggling in your brain. What does that help you do? What does it help you do, Callie?
It helps you understand what.
Yeah, and what's the goal of reading? The whole goal of reading. What's the goal?
You can understand the story.
And that goes all the way back to December. Goes all the way back to September. Reading is fun. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do today is we're thinking about all those verbs that are in our stories. Yesterday I made a list of the verbs that were in my story when we did it together. We had trotting, shimmer, shine. Remember thrum? Remember his hooves were tingling? Calling. Or maybe it was calling, I forget. Answering.
It was like he smelled the smell of the fart.
Yeah. And can you picture all those things in your head?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to be doing that again. You're thinking of those verbs. And make a list so you can concentrate on what those verbs are. I'm going to be meeting with different readers and we'll be talking about your book. We'll be talking about what do you understand in your story? Are those verbs helping you in your story? What questions do you have? Ready? So we were talking about verbs. Are any of the verbs in this story helping you to picture what's happening?
Yeah.
What verbs are helping you to picture what's happening? Did you make a list or do you want to? What did you decide? Oh my goodness.
I did running and drinking and signing that.
Those are all helping you. And what do you do when you come to a verb that's showing an action? Do you picture it in your head? Do you want to show me where you're reading and read a little bit and we'll see if we can find any verbs to picture in your head? Can you act out what the character was doing?
She stretched out with her arm and almost touched her toe.
Yes, I noticed that the author used those helpful verbs. She stretched. What else did she do?
She almost touched her
You
toes.
touched her toes. Yeah, you're doing a great job. Are you putting chapter sticky notes you jot down? Tell me the verbs that you jotted down.
Drinking, flirt, look, burp, ran, kicked, brink, spring.
That one looks like shouted to me.
Yeah,
Who was shouting?
Eugenia.
Show me how it looked like when Eugenia shouted. What did it look like? Can you look at your list and can you think of one of those verbs that you want to share with all of us? And we're going to try to picture that verb in our head. And I know it's a little tricky because there's different characters doing different things. All right, ready? You want to start? You want to go around?
No, this way.
Let's go with Callie. Go ahead.
Examine.
Ooh, examine. Go ahead. Humming. Okay. What was yours? Called.
Writing.
Writing. I can picture it. Can you picture it? I actually, it makes me want to act it out. You want to act it out?
Yeah.
Makes me want to act it out.
That's
Oh!
walk. Snuggling.
Snuggling? Ooh, snuggling.
Sniffed.
What is it?
Sniffed. Flying.
Flying? Oh, ooh, flying. Next, Callie. Running in place. Oh, ours. 3, 2, 1. Who's next? Is he?
Bending.
Bending. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's next? William.
Arm circles.
Arm circles. 5, 4,
Right into bed.
3, 2,
Oh.
1. Wait, I think arm circles would be a noun. What are you doing with your arms?
Stretching.
Circling or turning. Yeah.
Like twirling.
Twirling.
The first thing I'd like to talk about is what you saw at the beginning of the video. And that's what we call our community share. Community share is one of the core routines in our ruler curriculum. It's a share, as you saw, where each member of our community shares. It encourages everyone to learn to listen and to be respectful. It also removes any pressure from the speaker as we all feel supported. Everyone's answer matters and no one is being judged as they answer. Community share becomes a regular routine a little at a time from the start of the year as students participate and watch it in action. I can call for a community share or students can ask for a community share. Sometimes it occurs during our morning meeting and sometimes it occurs during lessons, especially when students are excited about sharing events in their life or even excited about learning from a lesson. It's become an important part of building our classroom community. It's a time when each and every member of the class is heard and valued. And as we know, having a strong classroom community creates a safe space for all students to learn and grow. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is the writing lesson that came after the reading lesson in the video. The reading lesson focused on the author's craft of verb choice and envisioning verbs to improve reading comprehension. The focus of our writing lesson that day was revising our realistic fiction stories. We focused on revising our verbs to help the reader understand what our characters were doing. For some students, this meant adding more actions to a page. For others, it meant changing verbs to stronger verbs. For example, if a student used went or goes, they might think about whether there was a different verb that they could use to help the reader get a clearer picture. It also meant looking at a page, and if the same verb was used multiple times, thinking about a different verb that the writer could try. During one writing conference, a student wondered if there was a different verb for agreed, and that you can see right here. We consulted a thesaurus together and looked for synonyms. This was a new tool for this student, and he decided to use the verb approved. I think it's important to connect lessons as much as possible and make learning relevant to students as much as possible. I try to connect lessons and create a continuum of lessons, with each lesson building upon the connected content or the previous day's lessons. The goal is learning that isn't forgotten in one day, but practiced and given time to become part of the learner's knowledge base.
But the mail is the teacher of the year.